Are you considering dropping A-level biology? Have you had a tough start to the year with your A-levels? Maybe the workload feels overwhelming or your early grades aren't quite what you'd expect them to be. Or perhaps you're just wondering if A-level biology is even worth doing. Well, before you make that decision, let's talk about what happens if you actually do decide to drop it. And by the way, if you find these discussions useful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss out on future tips and advice that could really help with your studies. So every year around this point in the term, lots of students start questioning their subject choices. Biology in particular can feel very overwhelming as there's a huge volume of content, there's a lot of technical terminology, and then you're faced with exams that require detail, math skills, and the correct application of your knowledge. So if you're feeling stressed or drained, the chances are that you're not alone. But what will happen if you do drop biology? Well, dropping a subject frees up time and headspace, which could help improve your performance in your other A-levels. But you need to think very carefully about the longer-term consequences. Biology is what we consider a facilitating subject for many universities. And that means if you're considering something like medicine, veterinary science, or a biology-related degree, then you must have a biology A-level. Even courses like psychology and sports science often prefer it, and if you're looking at a competitive university or course, then it could really help with your application. You also need to consider how many subjects you're doing and if you can even afford to drop it in the first place. So before you drop biology, I would strongly recommend that you ask yourself, A, have you tried new study techniques? Are you just piling up notes, or are you using things like active recall, flashcards, and past paper questions? B, have you asked your teacher for specific targeted feedback on exam technique? And C, have you considered something like maybe a group study session or online resources that break topics down into simpler chunks? Sometimes the problem isn't the subject itself, it's the method that you approach it with. So should you drop A-level biology? Well, the answer really depends on your future plans and your mental well-being. If biology is essential for your career goals, then you should probably stick with it. Ask for feedback, try new strategies, and see if it makes a difference. But if you don't need biology and it's holding you back from excelling in subjects that you love and you do need for your future, then dropping it could actually be the right choice. I would just advise that you don't rush into it and make sure that whatever you do decide is the best option for you and your future.